AWP weren't able to really have too many examples of that. I think that will be different on this Overpass, so fingers crossed. However, it will be Mibr starting on the CT side. Fnatic will be the aggressors, although in this series, I think both will be aggressors regardless of what side they're on.
Absolutely. This is a game where I think we're going to see a lot of battles all over the map, players willing to make plays. It is going to be a fun one, and we're going to start on this map, and we're going to start with some missed shots from Mibr. Crim's getting a long-range kill with the Glock. Leo finally landing a clean headshot there, and Fnatic are trying to use some nades into this B bomb site, but they've been slowed down slightly.
Yeah, Leo having a quick look. The whole Leo drunky thing, we're just going with Leo now. Because for the longest time, I commentated this guy on different teams, and his username was always Leo Drunky, but normally it's DRK, and apparently he likes to get drunk, so made it Drunky. I'm over that stuff. Leo is what we're going to call him from now on. I ain't got time for the rest of it. So there's a standing boost you can do here. I think Crims is lining things up. However, JW doesn't need to jump on the crouching player.
We've got a mad flank as well. Someone's behind the T's right now.
Yeah, that would be Lucas. Is he going to check deep right? I think he may have just been spotted. I think Crims is coming in. Ooh, no, he hasn't been just yet. This is a problem now because Crims has the bomb. Lucas has a 1v1, but he also has the flank, so he doesn't really want to die necessarily. JW going for the wide swing. Oh my god, Lucas trying to finish off with the last bullets, but maybe he's done enough. Crims in a 1 versus 3 with 35 seconds on the clock. Mibr, the remainder of them, on the B bomb site. Now, if he just waits outside Monster for a while, someone will surely have to go towards A. Oh, there's some sound cues, though. That'll keep him entertained for a while. If they heard that, I don't think anyone's rotating for the rest of this round. Crims have much to do now. They didn't hear it. You can see KNG's gone upstairs, so Crims has a chance, unbeknownst to him. Leo, low health player, having a quick look, pull the bomb out, but there will be a free kill here. Surely, indeed, they will for TRK. So anyway, that boost you saw on short B, what's cool about it is the person boosting you doesn't need to crouch, which means you're not jumping and exposed. You just crouch, jump yourself, stand up, and you can see.
Always nice. I was looking at all the dead bodies on the minimap at the end of that round, and basically everyone died around this monster position. It looked like Fnatic were hoping that they could go a little slower at the start of the round and then maybe set up a play towards B with 2 players having sets of utility, but I believe some of those players with the nades were kind of cut off early, and then also I think some smokes seemed to land on the B site, but Fnatic just couldn't really push onto the bomb site. They never really got near that side of the map, and that's even with Mibr missing some shots to begin with. Got a couple of weapons. I say a couple. It's actually only this one Deeg for Crims in this round. He got 3 kills on the pistol, so he had some extra money to invest into this Deagle. He's going to have to use it wisely, though.
JW going for warbangs. Sorry, Flusher with a Glock towards B. Don't see this Glock every day.
This one's pretty common.
Yeah, eyebrow game's pretty solid on that Glock. Respect it. I really appreciate a set of good eyebrows, Hawker.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I have to actually pluck my eyebrows again. I haven't done it for a while. Getting a bit
it?
out of whack. Yeah.
Okay. I haven't ventured down that rabbit hole.
It hurts, I will tell you that.
So, Fnatic will be able to do a little damage. They'll take 1 player out, nothing too crazy. Mibr will certainly be happy with that. AK's coming out for Fnatic now. No AWP just yet. Still early days here on Overpass. So we're not seeing the full formation of either team, well, of Mibr just yet. Brolan's got the Krieg out again. He was notorious before it was nerfed. The fire rate is considerably slower than it used to be. The spray is kind of awkward to do now. Just feels so slow. Aggression immediately from Mibr. Golden. That's going to make things awkward for Crims with the bomb. Mibr really putting a stamp on his first buy round immediately, setting the pace for Fnatic.
Yeah, they've got good backup here as well. They've got 3 players pushing on this side of the map. Leo, the only man sticking around, though, and that Krieg of Brolan. It may shoot slow, but it shoots quick enough to get the kill. JW coming in with the AK. Some fast frags from Fnatic, and oh, wow, JW fell asleep at the wheel for a second there, but once he pulled the trigger, he was dead on, landing the headshot onto VSM, and the weaker weapons from Mibr will not come out on top this time. As soon as Fnatic get the rifles out, they make it look easy.
Yeah, and that's put Mibr in the bin immediately. Money's broken for now. Oh, they're going to go for the force buy. I thought maybe they would eco one round and then have a full buy, but they are going to... I said it would be aggressive, Hawker, and they're definitely making that true. Double FAMAS and an M4A4 for MIBR. They have gone for the full force. They don't have too many grenades. They've got one incendiary, so my question is, how will they make up for the shortcomings in their buy? The answer, I would presume, would be aggression. They've got a number of players towards this B bomb site. Are they going to boost on shorts, I wonder? So far, they're just chilling. Hoping that Fnatic make a play towards B, but they're starting slow. Don't think Fnatic have identified this buy just yet. Lucas hasn't thrown his incendiary, which would be a big tell. That is an expensive grenade. Smoke's not so much.
That incendiary has just now been thrown to clear out some of the closer angles on short. Fnatic deciding to avoid that side of the map for now, but look at MIBR on the mini-map. This is a huge rotation up to A. If you are going to go for this force buy and your early nades aren't going to net you much success, I think this is the kind of thing you need to do. Take a risk, take a gamble, and the stack to the A site could be the exact right call for them. JW has to be ready for some aggression, as does Brolan, close range with the SG, but it's JW who's going to get the first point of contact. No, it's Brolan who goes down first. JW finally finding the trade. Golden having to come in from behind. Will he expect another man, though? He's not clearing the right corner. Bomb gets dropped by VSM. He's got this FAMAS still in the bathrooms. A second kill found, and his teammate's still behind him. Fnatic not ready for so many players in the bathrooms, and it's all on Crips.
Gun is out. Needs to find a 1v1. Potential flank position. VSM goes back to peek and peeks at the perfect time. MIBR make it look easy. Had way more success than I was expecting, especially with Fnatic holding the angles out of grenades for the most part. But still, they're confident. And they'll turn things around. And this is why this matchup is so interesting to me. Yes, there are some clear advantages on paper for Fnatic in terms of the lack of depth from MIBR, just in terms of how long they've been together, building their map pool, even trying to sort out grenades in some respects on some maps and sides. And obviously those things will play to the advantage of Fnatic, who've been together for a long time and are a complete unit. But the sheer aggression, the stylistic aggression from both these teams, from the individuals, from the personalities in both squads, make this a very compelling matchup to me. And I think we just saw an example of that.
It definitely feels like that whoever has the sharper individuals has a really good chance in this game, just with how they're playing. I think you're right in that sense. It feels like it's just going to come down to a lot of those sort of fights. Ooh, almost a kill for Flusher there. Good damage done onto TRK. Dinked through the barrels, I believe, down to 23 health. We've got that AWP out for JW as well, and he is currently the AWPer with the highest amount of T-side opening kills per round. He gets very aggressive on the T-side with this AWP. He likes to go for opening picks. And then over on the other side, KNG is also an AWPer who likes to get aggressive a lot on that T side. He's the third highest in the tournament in terms of AWPers. So both these AWPers like to go for those fights a lot, but it's Lucas with the MP9 getting a quick double spray down, upgrading to the Galil, and he even gets the bomb delivered to his feet. Finally, JW trades, but we need more where that came from.
I was going to say that he could have been pot flash for a peek from his teammates, but no one around him actually has a flash. So it's pretty dry from him. Nice off angle from KNG. JW expecting someone to be long or in the corner, but not in this weird angle. And KNG finds another weird angle, but Flusher is ready for it. The bomb spotted, however, and Leo makes it. Only Flusher now. 22 seconds, no time to rotate. Has to be an A play, more or less. There will be flames fire. That smoke grenade is not going to be helpful either, because VSM will be further away from it, so Flusher won't be able to see him. His legs will be exposed if he pushes. His options are being reduced to almost none. Question of survival now, as he does not want to die after time. AWP rescued, and I think he'll be safe, but MIBR have put a fourth round on the board. A surprising score considering they were sent straight into a force buy after the first buy round, but here we are.
They've come on strong. We haven't even had to see the AWP for KNG so far, which is always a good sign for MIBR if they're winning without KNG on the AWP. Some of the riflers doing a good amount of work at the start of this game. Now for Fnatic, Flusher saves the AWP. That means he only has $300 in the bank. The rest of the team are just buying up a few pistols. So Flusher's money is going to be really bad into this next gun round, but there's a chance that if he can win this round for them, that won't matter. I think the issue is JW is definitely more of the AWPer who you'd want to have their armor in this round to be able to try and get aggressive, to try and open things up. Flusher doesn't quite strike me as that same kind of AWPer who's willing to go aggressive, who's willing to try and burst his way into the round and find an opening pick. So we'll see how Flusher is set up in this round with this sniper, as Fnatic are slowly creeping their way forwards.
Some crab walking, just a little bit. Been a long time since the Inferno crab walks up T-ramp with the Julies. KNG's position up long will be very important, especially if Leo can stay alive after initial engagement, but he can't because Brolan will delete. Now, this is why it's important for the Pistolers to stay alive. They can swarm a site, or at least try to, pick up the rifles and so on. And now they've got a post-plant angle with an AWP, which is very dangerous for MIBR. They've got 4 players remaining for now. Golden's just roaming with a Glock, but KNG is low, and now he is smoked like a kip-up. That gives more position to Fnatic as well as a rifle. Golden now deploying a flashbang as well. A bit too early though. The AWP still not known just yet. Flusher just waiting. Golden trying to bait in the meantime. Trying to draw them out. Nice flick. And VSM 1 versus 3. At this point, as he just try and take rifles away, potentially at the cost of his own. Golden in the smoke will deny him. And Fnatic will get much more than we expected.
Oh, and MIBR's money is in trouble again. They've been winning rounds on this CT side, but it never really feels like they've been able to build up that money. They haven't got the AWP out for KNG so far. And I honestly think that's one of the only ways Fnatic could have won this round, is Brolan opening things up with a shot on the Deagle, and then setting up Flusher to be able to just hold angles. This is much more what he likes to do with the AWP.
If we look at the buy from MIBR here, TRK had 4,800, and I feel like there's a world where KNG had 1750, so TRK could have gone a Deagle, no Kevlar, and dropped an AWP for KNG, which would have been of interest to me. But this way they get a little more utility at the beginning of the round. Let's see what they do.
Especially because the issue for MIBR in that round was that they couldn't have an AWP peeking mid or in the bathrooms. That's why Fnatic could sneak up so close and get onto the site with that 1 kill.
GW caught sleeping again. TRK has been exploded by the barrels. That must have been a double HE because he had Kevlar. One for the replay. VSM trying to collect the rifle, but he will be denied. I mean, TRK having a rifle is not a bad idea, but KNG, especially the way he was playing last time we saw him, was unbelievable. So the AWP would have been of interest to me. JW just crouching in the smoke. Oh man, he is the perennial hero for me.
Who needs an AWP, man? Keep that in your back pocket. Just use the Deag.
I'm telling you, if you could pick to be anyone in terms of like CS play, it'd be hard not to pick JW just because of the sheer flamboyance and the utter freedom he has on his team to do whatever he wants, and he succeeds so often. It's just unreal.
Imagine, yeah, like pug stomping, playing like JW. Oh my god, it'll be so fun.
Yeah, just waking up and be like, today I will use a revolver in my professional matches. Oh man, the fun they have. It's really good. I think it's healthy for the team as well, you know.
I think so. I'm also very interested to see how MIBR deal with that, because some of these players won't have dealt with playing against JW before, right? If you get knifed by JW randomly, or JW just disrespects you, how are some of these players going to handle it? We haven't really seen much of guys like VSM and Leo in the past, and there's a lot of pressure on them right now. If they win this, they get into that upper bracket.
Three triple HEs. Oh my god. Not even dental records left on the barrel position. That's a nice variation because we've seen many moons ago from the old FaZe Clan roster, the nades towards the jump spot or boost spot. But triple nades towards the barrel, not often you see that. And now MIBR will have the Orgon Leo and a bunch of pistols. Looking to make a fast play maybe. Denied though by an aggressive flashbang from Fnatic. However, Leo gets the first kill. Golden looking to see what he can do. That's a very important kill from Crims. And you can see Golden trying to keep them honest in the meantime. But the bomb needs to be collected and rotated. They haven't really made a way into B just yet. 4 versus 1 now. Do they know where VSM is? They do certainly know where he is now. And down he goes. 4-4.
MIBR really need to get a grasp on this economy. We still haven't seen an AWP for KNG. We're not going to see one in this round either. That is a shame, because on that A side of the map, it's so valuable to have that AWP early. You can peek mid, you can hold bathrooms, you can hold long. There are just so many angles that are favorable for the sniper. We do at least have guns on MIBR, though. So that is an upside for them, even if it is just the rifles for now. I really love the B side of Overpass in general. Just the way a lot of things interact around B, where you can have boosts, you can have all these nade stacks over the top. It feels like a really nice bomb site in that sense, where there's a lot of new things that can happen. JW just took an AWP shot, and KNG hasn't had an AWP yet, and he's hungry for one. He wants a sniper in his hands, and he's going to get the chance to get it. Flanking through, and KNG finally has the AWP.
Yeah, and Fnatic have 0 map control. There's a minute 25 on the clock. MIBR know where Fnatic aren't, and that is A. You can see KNG on the radar as by party, holding a rotation by connector, which you can either choose to hold the stairs or have an off angle. So MIBR know what's coming, but still they can't do anything about it, or maybe they can. Lucas with an angle, but he will be exploded as well. Golden trading the frag, leaving Leo to do what he can, trying to back off in the smoke, but his decision came too late, and now surely KNG wants to save this AWP.
Fantastic flashbangs from Fnatic in that round. Oh no! KNG, get out of there! Get out of there!
The aggression from both sides, no one really letting up. I like it.
I mean, Fnatic have a ton of money. They can afford to hunt this down if they want. They know it's the AWP that KNG recovered. Definitely on the replays, watch out for some of these flashes that Fnatic are throwing over the top. I think it was Golden who got one of the flash assists. It seemed like a bunch of the MIBR players were blinded for a fair amount of time there. I'm really enjoying this utility usage from Fnatic as well, because sometimes it can feel like that's maybe a slight weak spot on the team. In some occasions, I feel like they don't always have that prep work put in. But here it looks like they've really come in with their homework. They've got nade stacks going. They've got all sorts of cool ideas to work with. And there are some of those kills. Golden got that early flash assist. Then the player at Heaven was blinded as well. Really nice stuff from Fnatic, storming that B site. And now KNG may have the AWP, but I'm not sure how much his teammates are going to have to back it up.
Yeah, perhaps we'll see a tease of the round that I would have liked to have seen when TRK had 4,800. One of them was going to have a deagle anyway, so honestly, I think, for my opinion anyway, I would have liked to have seen the AWP there, but we must let it go. Time for round number 10. So some stuff will be purchased. MIBR tend to lean towards the pistols more than the grenades, but we'll see the odd smoke. Now, what kind of pace will Fnatic run? They know an AWP is on the loose and the money is broken for MIBR. Do they go straight in towards B, for example? Maybe the answer is yes. 3 heading in that direction. Bomb is not going to be committed just yet, so we'll have Golden in connector with the usual Molotov to stop a split of the short B position. Now they know where the AWP is, but most of the personnel for Fnatic are towards B bomb site, so there won't be a fast A in response.
And even when you spot the AWP on that B side of the map, it's pretty quick to rotate back up. He can probably get there before you, even if he is going to be further back on the bomb site. KNG is indeed rotating up to A now. Very dynamic stuff from MIBR in these sorts of rounds where they don't have the full buy, they don't have the full rifles. They seem to like stacking towards one of the bomb sites. And so far, Fnatic have fallen into the trap on occasion. This is a round where maybe we need to see Fnatic just poking for information across the map, waiting to see if they can spot any stacks. Speaking
of which, have a look at the toilets here on A. We've got 3 men slowly edging their way forward. Brolan will spot one. If he tries to make his way towards connector, though, well, Golden gets picked off, making his way out of connector. And he was the escort for the bomb, Crims, who almost made his way out there. So we've got some warning signs and some lethal shots from VSM. He's spotted JW. What a bounce from him around the circle. Here's a big rotation with Leo. He's got a potential to flank here and pick up a rifle, I think. Indeed, he's picked up the AK-47, so Fnatic have got to get their skates on to try to create some space, but there's a boost from KNG. Brian goes up to get slam dunked by KNG. 4-on-2 now. Fnatic are in a lot of trouble.
Crims has to win this fight. He has to win this one, and he's not ready for Leo to be so close by. Now JW is in all kinds of trouble. The save could honestly be on the cards here. He's going to switch out to the AK. There's a lot of money for Fnatic, so he might as well see if he can maybe get some kills, maybe have a chance to win this. They know exactly where he is, though. JW gets the first fight. No kit on the CTs, remember. He can use the time here. He can try and close the distance, but KNG is ready and waiting. The AWP shuts him down, and MIBR win another one of those low buy rounds, and they're doing a really good job with these pistols at just getting information, putting Fnatic into uncomfortable situations, and thankfully for MIBR, winning these low buys is really keeping them in this game.
Fnatic have half of the round so far on their T side, but I think, you know, as an unpredictable team, like Fnatic you expect to be unpredictable, but MIBR, this is a new roster. You know they're going to be aggressive, but you might not have enough data on where it might come from, what's likely to happen. And that can be worrisome. Fnatic not doing very well against these force buys of MIBR just yet. And as we can see, they collected that second AWP, but they might lose one quickly, or will they? PSM delivering along with TRK, holding down this B bomb site, just the two of them. Lucas is here as well in short B. KNG will spot JW, looking for the wall bang. It's only JW remaining at this point. It might be stabilizing on B for the time being. An important round for them to survive in the numbers. Snipers know their angles. KNG with the better weapon on this occasion. And now MIBR are in the lead.
Again, the flashes were solid for Fnatic. It was just this time MIBR had the right lineups. You see here TRK, while blind, gets a little glimmer of the opponent beforehand, and then some counter utility came in from MIBR as well, which meant Fnatic couldn't just storm onto the site instantly. That's MIBR into the lead again. 6-5, they reclaim the lead after losing quite a few in a row. They are back on track, and they've got this double AWP setup in their hands now. KNG will be playing around the bathrooms. VSM goes for some aggression with that second sniper, and now he's trapped on that right side. Looks like Fnatic won't pressure him too hard, though.
Leo's very deep up long here. No flashbang support for Brolan if he goes for a peek. Usual default grenades we're seeing. Thrown on the fly. Take the AWP angles away. You can see Lucas and KNG moving together around the toilets. Brolan creeping through the smoke. You can see KNG looking on the inside. Brolan could be in a lot of trouble here. His gun barrel may be seen as well. There we go.
Oh, wow. And Leo's just pushed up long, dropped the bomb from the hands of Crims. Fnatic are just falling one by one in this round. They don't seem to have the protocols to be able to get some of this map control. Normally, you maybe want to have some smokes and some nades to be able to start to take these bathrooms, a couple of players pushing together. It's not been allowed to happen in this round, and now with 35 seconds left on the clock, it's about going for a backup plan, and well, that backup plan is not looking like a successful one. Flusher is hoping to do some damage. He's at least baited out that shot from VSM. Nice headshot from Flusher, but the round win is not really on the cards here. It's all about trying to get some kills, and Flusher's got a lot of different angles to try and deal with. Finally getting flanked by Leo. MIBR staying in control of that round.
I think what this round tells Fnatic to some degree is that they may have to use more utility to clear out the 8 toilets, for example, especially with 2 AWPs on deck. There are some classic setups we see with an AWP and rifle support around the toilets where you might have to use a molly. If we saw Lucas around the divider here, if he's like playing from inside toilets and so on, just to kind of break some common setups that we see. It wasn't in use by MIBR on that occasion, but it seems they'll need to use a bit more utility to close down the sites, at least on A. We've seen some smokes recently off the kind of flower bed in front of the A bomb site to take some angles away, which would allow Ds to creep up on the outside of toilets at least. Maybe something to consider for Fnatic, who just had a timeout. It's come and gone. They've got money for the buy. MIBR, I don't think they've dropped a man in the last 2 rounds, so they've got a full buy in the hole as well, which is great for them, and allows them to take plays more confidently, take a few more risks, because they'll have a gun next round regardless. And they've got 2 AKs on some very snappy shooters, which is not good for Fnatic.
Early molly in mid, extinguished by Fnatic. MIBR haven't been too aggressive on the A side of the map, in all honesty. Normally they're playing around the bathrooms. We might see a boost here for VSM with this secondary sniper. It's actually Lucas who goes up over the top, but VSM gets spammed down below. That's the issue with that boost. As soon as you spot it, you can try and spam that second player, and JW is dead on with his shots through the wall. And now TRK is currently the only player committed to the B site. He's about to be backed up by a second man. The rotate has arrived, and we might get to see some aggression here. The question is, can Golden get some kills from this spot? Apparently not. He's been spotted through the sandbags. Oh, wow. Leo getting a really nice angle there, spamming him through that and bringing it back to a 3v3.
Well, I just learned something. An exchange from both teams You can see Crim spraying. Has a rough idea that one of the players is near graffiti. But what of the rest of them? They don't know the climate towards A at present, as Fnatic start to walk in the monster tunnel. TRK's in the water with no grenades. Leo's only got a HE, so it's all guns and nothing else for MIBR. No smokes to delay once the execute starts to come in. We can see the balcony smoked off. The barrels are aflame. It's all about their angles and maybe this AK as well for Leo, but he can't land the shot. TRK, has he got a multi-frag in him? Not fighting to the death there. Buying some time for KNG's rotation, trying to stay alive. Time starting to get low as well. Does KNG go through the smoke? I think he might do, especially now there's an engagement. He's got to go for something, looking for JW. There's 10 seconds, JW's got to go back up again. Using the molly to try and force him off the angle. Crims will help out as well. That one went down to the wire, but Fnatic are on the board again.
Again, really scrappy rounds here with fights happening all over the place. Even when Fnatic have the man advantage, MIBR are able to make it close. That re-aggression from MIBR brought it back into an even situation. And then even though Fnatic move into the more heavily stacked bomb site, I think the missed shots from Leo were really the difference maker in this round. TRK was able to survive a little bit longer, but now that he's alone on the B site, it's just so much more difficult to hold. Now, buys for both teams. Not much money in the bank, though, into our second last round of this first half. And Leo, this time, is successful with the spray. KNG, oh, what a shot, KNG. That is so fast. And Leo's there alongside him. Both of them getting double kills. And that's it. That's the round.
Yeah, MIBR, another round where they've deleted Fnatic. Not much data on Overpass for MIBR, but Fnatic are learning the hard way, it seems, as MIBR may just get a reasonable score in this first half.
All right, Flusher, I see you.
Yeah, he's playing for the long game. If he takes that engagement, then 4 players will close in on him. His net becomes very small indeed. It seems he is utterly behind enemy lines, although TRK is looking behind him, wondering if there's a flank on B. So there is some awareness that he might not be where they think he is, and that may be what's spurring VSM to consider pushing Monster. Surely someone's covering the bomb, Flusher asks himself. Maybe an AWP by the flower beds looking towards connector, but that isn't going to be the case.
I can't believe he's going to get a bomb plant here.
I mean, who knows if he gets more than that, because there's no one on the A bomb site whatsoever. He has a smoke grenade as well, but he may have to push somewhere to try and create some space for himself. He's going for the massive open plant. He could be anywhere. They've got no idea.
If nothing else, the money game from that bomb plant is massive, but Flusher is one of the players I could maybe believe in a 1-on-1v5. It's still a long shot, but maybe there's a glimmer of a chance.
There's got to be somebody lurking behind, and Leo's got a great off angle, as we can see on the radar. That would cause a lot of trouble for Flusher. Hasn't been seen by Lucas. Going for a God HE grenade. He's going to have to run with a flashbang afterwards as well. That's a very nice one. They're lining up for him, but he can't get to the bomb in time. A noble effort, however. Very nice HE, and there's a flank from Leo to just tell him, what are you doing, mate? Last round of the first half, and that was a much-needed bomb plant, as we can see from Fnatic's money, because it still kind of sucks.
I honestly actually like how Flusher play that 1v5, because you basically have to rely on them making a mistake. So he was hoping the mistake that MIBR made was going to be that they maybe got the low health player on the defuse and he could just nade that and buy himself even more time. It was obviously a long shot. It doesn't work out this time. KNG, that second shot in connector was ridiculously quick. He's out here looking like an android with that kill. And into the last round of the half we go with 3 AKs out for Fnatic. Some early posturing towards the B site, but MIBR have full control of A.
Lucas, everywhere he looks, he's completely blind, but VSM still up for the time being, looking for the flicks, not quite getting there. Multi-frag from Brolan, VSM in trouble. No time for grenades, and down he goes. Much position has been lost on this B bomb site. Maybe there is a 7th round in it for Fnatic. MIBR will have to wait out this utility. Got some of their own, however, if they can put it in the right place. And that boost we mentioned in the pistol round is what we may see now. So again, just stands and you can look over. No one by the barrels, however. There's a sound cue, which probably gives up the information on where they both are. Or perhaps not. KNG now. 1 versus 4. That scope will be heard. Just wasting his time. Surely the knife comes out now. No, maybe not. JW will finish off the last round. Very close to half-time. How much do MIBR have left in Overpass? Where there isn't much data on them, we'll find out after the break. MIBR moving to the T side with 8 rounds on the board. Is the best over for them? Was the CT side where they were going to rack up the rounds? We're about to find out, and it starts with the pistol. All Glocks, a lot of Kevlar, quite a few decoys as well. Do wonder if they'll be used for a fake execute of some description or fake flashes. Probably underrated for fake flashes, fake AWP shots, decoys. But anyway, TRK will have a smoke and 2 flashes himself.
One of those decoys has already been thrown to oblivion. That one's not going to be used. Early bit of information for JW, who might be calling for backup on the A-bomb site, but MIBR are not slowing down. Flash, or sorry, decoy. Even I got fooled by it coming through. Yeah, they're trying to fake him out. This might just be the round the world, though. Clear out the A side of the map early, force Fnatic to rotate someone up to A, and then go back to B. It's a matchmaking classic, and MIBR are pulling it out here, but Brolan's pushed all the way through B and got that early kill.
MIBR now heading towards that B bomb site. They know there will be a flank, but probably expecting more players towards the A bomb site. And they're not wrong about that. Only Crim's on B as Brolan's coming back to help him as fast as he can. They know he's on the way. Oh my god, he is just deleting Brolan. And talk about around the world. They're heading towards the A bomb site, maybe expecting a rotation through connector, but no, this is the weirdest timeline, and they're getting all the kills in the heaven position. Flusher now trying to do what he can, but Brolan, who got the first kill on B, which they went to, is now the last man.
Oh, and he's not clean this time. Lucas up close with the Glock gets him. The cool thing about that for MIBR is just look at how close range those fights end up being in towards heaven. It's not a position that Fnatic are going to be too comfortable with on terms of having USPs in those fights. It's actually a range where the Glocks can just start spamming and getting these close range kills. Leo there looking awkward in the fight, but eventually recovered it. Really cool stuff from MIBR there to realize they had that small timing window where they could catch Fnatic out, and MIBR instantly making the most of it as well. For such an inexperienced team to call that quickly, very impressive.
MIBR now winning both pistols on Overpass. Does not bode well for Fnatic. We have seen, however, many force buys won already. Well-timed flashbang, but VSM's spray with the Galil will be such that Crims will be dead. He did, however, take a lot of damage, making his way towards short B in the first place from the spray on the wood panel. Fnatic still have 4 smoke grenades in hand, with a minute 10 on the clock, and you can see MIBR are still in very passive position, so some anarchy could be caused. They've got to find a way to bait these out. And again, the longer these rounds go on for, I feel like this is where Fnatic could come into their own, because those late round decisions are going to be more difficult for MIBR, where they may have to focus more on individual skill. 50 seconds on the clock, 4 smoke grenades for Fnatic. Probably waiting for some kind of grenade queue before MIBR make their way in. Not going to be the case, but Golden will still get a deagle shot. Now the defensive smokes are up from Fnatic, and MIBR will think twice about this. But what other options do they really have?
This is going to go down to the wire for MIBR. It really is. Oh, they're trying to go back up to A, but Fnatic have read them here. They've read them like a book. They're going to rotate up to the A-bomb site. 3 players. Oh, maybe only 2 players, but they've got a smoke popped onto the site. JW looking to make the most of it. They're moving into the bathrooms. JW spots them. A bit of damage done. He can continue to play behind that smoke while Flusher bides his time behind the truck. Damage done. JW from above gets 3 kills, and just like that, Fnatic strike back.
This is what I'm talking about. That smoke with that JW dropped, we're going to see a lot probably on the A-bomb site. Brolan likes to drop that one. It gives some space for the CTs to defend. If no one's on long, then it makes it really a lot easier for them to defend the A-bomb site. It gives them more options. And obviously you've got the one way over the top as well. And this is exactly where Fnatic have a significant advantage. The longer those rounds go out, MIBR just haven't developed the protocols yet. There are so many things for a new team to develop that you're going to have shortcomings, and that is a huge one. That was a colossal failure. You've always got to try and bait the grenades out from a force buying team. Less than a minute on the clock, 4 smokes for Fnatic equals doom for MIBR. Now they find themselves with deagles. And I mentioned in the first half as well, when MIBR go for these force buys, it's all about the pistols and not so much about the grenades, and that was on the CT side that we saw. They were still successful, but we can see how much easier it can be with the comparison from Fnatic.
I think MIBR can fall into this habit sometimes as well of going for these more default-centric rounds where they really run down the clock. So I think Fnatic holding on to those smokes is actually a really great way to counter that when you have a weak buy round. That nade is dead on. VSM down to 52 health from that one. Mibr have taken a bit of map control. Baited out some nades this time. There are still counter flashes at the ready for Fnatic as soon as they spot some players. And as you so rightly pointed out, James, this is all about landing shots for Mibr. No real nades for them. They just need to rely on kills. And Golden has got the first one for the Swedes. Make it a second with the MP9.
Well then there was Leo. And then there wasn't. A story told in 2 lines. 9-9. Very strong position for Fnatic now to start off this first half well, despite having lost the pistols. Mibr, I think you can clearly, you know, some of these players have the experience to realize, all right, crap, if we're in that situation again, if Fnatic have a play to make, we need to try and bait them into making that play before we're playing their round. Because that's essentially what happened. Mibr had the buy, but Fnatic are the ones who are telling them what to do when it should be the other way around. So that is something for them to think about, food for thought, which must be processed quickly. Mental metabolism's got to be on point here for Mibr, otherwise they're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, KNG was looking very passionate there. I'm trying to figure out if it's in a good way or a bad way, because it almost looked like he was a little frustrated. It looked like Fnatic were maybe getting under his skin a little bit. I think that round win for JW honestly could potentially be the turning point of this map. Obviously, in terms of economy, it's given Fnatic much better situation in that sense. Assuming they win this round comfortably, which they should, Fnatic are going to have a really big buffer built up with their money. But I also think just for Mibr, if that's shaken them, if that puts them into going for some of these slow rounds, and they're already going to be on the T side of Overpass, which is really hard to play if you don't have a lot of experience on this map, that could be concerning for Mibr. I'm glad they're taking a bit of time here.
Yeah, this is clearly discussion time. And it needs to be, because what's good about that is that happened so early for Mibr from their point of view. Because again, that is a stark warning. That's a slap in the face. That's a wet towel.
That's a warning shot.
Yeah, it's a wake-up call. Like this is what's going to happen if we're not on point. Speaking of points, they're on the sharp end of the stick here from Fnatic, who won't lose a single player. Great for their econ. And now the game begins in this second half. The rifles come out for Mibr.
Would you upgrade the SMGs here, James, if you're Fnatic?
I wouldn't, because if you look at the money they have in the whole, their money's kind of together. I mean, yeah, some have a little more than others, but ultimately they can go for the big buy with the AWP next round. If, like, for example, well, they've got a fair amount of money, but if they switched out for the rifles, their money wouldn't be so together. So for the long term, it's fine to keep what they have.
Yeah, I actually think keeping the SMGs here means you probably have 2 buys in the hole, maybe. So I think that's maybe part of the reason as well for Fnatic. And you can always do something with those SMGs, you never know. Yeah,
and pick up opponents' weapons when you drop them on their heads.
Even sometimes pick up your teammates' weapons. Just bait them.
You're a bad teammate. The start of the previous round, Fnatic had 4 Deagles, which I'm sure all came from the force buy of Mibr prior. Must be nice. Flashbang for Golden to go fishing. He'll see 3 players on the kill cam. And now we've got some problems because VSM is here. The dangerous man, still dangerous. JW on long with the AK-47. He has no position with which to help Crims. Here with the UMP. Damage fall-off rate was increased on that. Not as good as it used to be. JW making his way towards spawn as Mibr take very long on this B-bomb site.
Ooh, he took a lot of damage there, Crims. AK recovered. What did Fnatic want to do here in the 2-on-3? The bomb is just now being planted, so there's time to work with for Fnatic. Crims is about to be pressured though, and the timing is really bad for him. He was trying to get away, he couldn't, and now JW gets dealt with. KNG with a snappy shot, back to a 10-10 scoreline. But as we alluded to earlier, Fnatic are rich.
Yeah, I think the intention there was for Crims to run distraction anyway. There was a window of opportunity for JW to kind of sneak into Monster. Didn't quite work out for him though, because KNG was ready. And indeed, now the full buy is here. Double Orgs out. Crims will pick one up as well. Roland loving the scopes. With full grenades on Fnatic. Again, we'll see that AWP support later on. For now, Brolan is alone, having a quick look at Connector, showing some presence and falling back. JW, AWP short B. Now this is somewhat unorthodox, but you do love to see it. Now he will have support from Crims looking at the Connector door, so he may be here for a while. It's going to be pretty painful for MIBR, I would imagine. With 3 players towards Monster, someone's going to pick this eventually.
Oh, Leo. Oh, it's not Leo first. It's the player from the left side, and JW doesn't have the reaction time to land that one. As I was talking about earlier, I think it's JW, Searson, and KNG who are the top 3 AWPers in terms of going for opening kills by a decent distance in this tournament. Those are the AWPers I really think of as the ones that are always searching for those early fights, trying to give their teams the advantage. So I think that'll be a fun matchup between these two. It's a team flash that Brolan's lucky to get away with.
Sees TRK lurking towards long. Now, do they read a B play here? They know that short B's been taken. There were 2 Molotovs used. And a lot of rotation. Flush has made his way back towards the B bomb site. Golden spots one short B, gets the incendiary up. Got a curl around the smoke though. That smoke will help Crims as well. It gets a 2K on the right side of it. KNG will trade, but do they realize that Golden is lurking somewhere? VSM through Monster will help. Man advantage now for MIBR as they look to plant the bomb. Brolan closing in. The sound cues, they won't hear it because of those mollies. Trying to drill more bullets into these players by Monster. JW holding an angle on left side pillar. Flashbang. Does Brolan swing with it? Indeed he does. There's a pillar down. There goes VSM. Brolan cleans up the B bomb site with support from JW up top. And Fnatic will be the first to make it to 11.
That was all the Orgs, man. Crims and Brolan between them getting all the kills with those scoped rifles on the CT side. It was really nice we got to see that flash lineup from JW as well, and then Brolan peeking behind it and just getting that little window of opportunity. It wasn't even that the flashbang really did a lot in terms of massively blinding anyone. It just made it so that the players were peeking into him rather than the other way around.
Yeah, it helps him isolate the fights as well on that pillar player. He wants the guy to fall back a bit. But the smokes were quite useful on the B bomb site. Closing off left pillar from the CT point of view. Crims can focus on the right one, and that AWP hurts. And this HE might hurt as well. Oh, there's 2 of them for KNG. Well then, MIBR with a difficult buy. Leo on a Deagle only. Crims with that AUG again, just focusing in on people. Putting them on a Petri dish. So very quickly our MIBR up long. Now we saw a pop flash for this position. I'm sure one comes again soon for Brolan if JW can get into position. He has a flash currently outside toilets, but he's busy being scoped in. There we go. Here comes the flash for Brolan. He'll swing with this as they're lighting up grenades. The chip goes left. There's TRK, just about alive. But we can see the intention towards A. And that might pull a rotation.
You can see all the damage across the board as well, but Golden's got to hold on to this position. Shadow advantage for him in this fight. He's having a little reposition though. He's just spotted the shadow. Golden gets the first kill. Lucas slow on the trade. He wasn't ready to follow up his teammate. Maybe wasn't ready for that close angle that Golden was playing, and now TRK has to take a risk. It might work. JW completely caught off guard, scoped in with that AWP. Now TRK can start to take control of this A bomb site. The utility is an issue for MIBR. Not many nades left, but at least they have a molly, which can slow things down, can help them get that bomb planted. My question is, can they get back into better post-plant positions? And I think the answer is yes. Fnatic are taking a fair bit of time before getting into position here. No nades left on the server for what it's worth. So that gives MIBR a bit of a better chance. And now a molly for TRK.
There's a kit for Flusher. I don't know if this molly is guaranteed to land, but it'll start with the scope. TRK now, there we go. Not guaranteed you can just pull out the molly there and face when there's you got man disadvantage as well. They're lining up. Oh, KNG's taking out a bomb diffuser. That is absolutely perfect. Such a small margin as well. I think TRK is crazy to swing there with the molly in his hand in a 2 versus 3, but KNG will be able to deliver the crucial kill.
I think Fnatic are crazy for not having anyone watch long there. I don't know if they cleared it out earlier. I don't know if the timing was bad for them or what. But KNG just slides in, and he only needs 1 kill to win the round. Oh, he just arrives a second too late.
Second too late. Well, that's there's potential for significant problems now for one of these teams. I don't know what's on the floor over at MIBR spawn. Lucas has got 3650 though, so there may be issues there.
Wow.
Fnatic will be spending all their money, I think. Tactical timeout from MIBR at present. Some frustrations maybe on the sides of Fnatic. I wonder what the average hertz is that players are using. I imagine it's all 240 these days.
That would be my guess. I've talked to a few players
like in terms of their home setups, that is.
Yeah, I've talked to a few players that say they can really notice the difference between 240 and 144.
Yeah,
I don't really personally, but I can get it.
You're a filthy casual.
True. I clearly am. Dude, I was playing on 60 hertz for years. I only got 144 hertz like a year or two ago.
Fast play into B from MIBR. Difficult buy for both squads. Very key round, a swing round, if you will. Golden dancing around. The Pele's got help for... Oh my god, never mind. There's no help anymore. It saves time, surely, for Fnatic. 2 versus 5, AWP and an Org. And I do wonder if there will be a hunt from MIBR. They'd love an Org themselves. That was a brute force round into the B bomb site. Exactly what the Doctor ordered. However, MIBR are on a licensed Doctor, and their patient has died in Fnatic.
Fnatic took a pause ahead of this round as well. To lose it in that fashion just sucks for them. I think it was Maui who I was talking with a while ago, maybe a few months back, about Fnatic's B site hold and overpass. It feels like it can be a bit hit or miss at times. Crims is the man you're really looking at, I think, to be the reliable force, and sometimes he can be really good, sometimes he can struggle a bit. And MIBR there just upping the pace onto B, getting success. And this was a massive round in terms of economy. Now MIBR are the ones who start to get control of the money game. We always know that on the CT side, having that economy is a huge problem if it is going against you. Leo here able to wrap around the side. Wow, we dodged that flash as well, it sounded like. And at least Fnatic save a couple of guns, but this is starting to get scary for them. They're in treacherous waters here on their map pick.
Yeah, they really are. JW has a lot to do here. We don't have 4 smokes this time, just the one, which has been used already. JW flashed off the angle. Nothing untoward there. Maybe trying to escape now with this AWP. Of course he isn't, it's JW. Got a second opportunity, here we go. KNG and Leo down. They're not careful, it might be off. Fnatic will collect these rifles. Flusher going for it straight away. He's been hurt by TRK. Just running, almost surviving, but not quite. You can see the rotation from Fnatic, not expecting that third man towards B.
Wow.
And the aggression will continue.
It's a CT boost on this side.
Yeah, this is crazy. VSM's dead. Lucas and TRK remaining. Lucas won't see Brolan. He could potentially flank JW upstairs. This is going to get very, very weird. TRK still outside Monster while the bomb is in Lucas's hands. But JW knows now that somebody could be downstairs, and surely this angle is insurmountable. But it changes as he goes deep! 4 versus 1. Where are you, TRK? 2 rifles, soon to be 3 for Fnatic. Crims will spot him and stay alive. Instant formation change from Fnatic. He knows an AWP waits for him somewhere. He's in a lot of trouble.
TRK is dealt with. Brolan closes it out. What a round for Fnatic. And JW is someone who's had, I would say, a turbulent 2020. I remember 3 months ago, JW actually had more AK kills than AWP kills in recent form. He was actually going away from the AWP a lot. But here, he's been back on the sniper at this tournament, and he's been killing it, man.
Yeah. JW not... Well, he will outstay his welcome. And... clean everybody out. That was a very important play for Fnatic because it did feel like they were on the ropes in that round as a result of the previous round. But that really keeps them competitive for now. And again, it's another... I mean, that was a swing round, as I said. Like, they were broke, but he still just forced their way back into it. And we're in a similar situation. Of course, JW has some extra money now, but for the most part, looking at both teams, there's not a lot of money to throw around. If Fnatic could win this one, that would be very different. But we are into the clutch rounds now, 12 rounds apiece. It would be a huge victory if MIBR could take Overpass. I think they have 1 recorded map on this in the last 3 months.
It was at this tournament as well. It was against Envy. 16-14 loss. They lost both pistols on that one, though. Maybe that could be the difference here in another close game. Just to keep everyone clued in as well, Mibr just took their last tactical timeout ahead of this round. So if it really gets down to a scrappy end to the game, if Fnatic win a brutal round, Mibr won't have any timeouts left. That's something worth keeping track of as this game goes on. Mibr starting to sneak up towards the A side of the map. JW's got to get the timing right here. If they sneak up close, he could be in all sorts of trouble. He's alone.
Yeah, he really is. There's that smoke again to create some space for himself. And where does he go? He might have to just run for it and hope that no one's around the corner. But there are two extremely late flanks. Just about spotted one, but misses the flick. Bombs planted. Now we've got a strange situation. Two CTs coming up connector. Flusher trying to run distraction in the meantime. Might be out with two players up long. Brian doing well. Didn't use all his bullets, but KNG will still punish. Would have been exposed on the reload, was exposed anyway. There's VSM, but they're waiting for him, but he's just taken the angle. Oh my god, the timing is unreal, but Fnatic, it's save time for them as it has fallen apart, investing 4 players towards the B bomb site. Mibr made the right play and find themselves back to winning ways, and again, Fnatic's economy is going to be in the bin.
Oh, 2 guns saved was the minimum here. They needed that. 2 of their players don't have that much money. If they save 2 guns, they're okay. Now Crims is only saving the 1 Galil. Someone is going to have to sacrifice. It was Brolan and Flusher who were short on cash, and it's only a Galil saved. I don't think Flusher really needs to stick around there, but he wants to see if he can maybe keep Mibr's money low. That was not meant to be, and now Mibr are the ones back in the lead. Oh, this is such a topsy-turvy game, James. It feels like one that could really just come down to a single round. Any one of these rounds feels like it could be the difference maker.
They could go for they will go for a force buy with maybe some pistols, Fnatic. Just as I say that, the buy comes through. They are in a timeout, some discussion, and they know what they need to do. It's a scrappy game at this point. It won't be easy. It does feel to me that Mibr are in a stronger position now. Like I just feel like they're more likely to win it, but Fnatic have come back with less very recently. There's a lot around this AWP, and JW's probably got the best possible spawn here. An AWP for both sides. I'm sure there'll be flashes at party. This opening frag will be very key. KNG's on the way, as is TRK. There's initial flashbang. JW on the low ground. Commonly, KNG would be looking a little higher than this. Maybe JW trying to play against that. So, they've had an exchange, no harm done. You can see KNG now heading towards that B bomb site, which has only 1 player in it, in fact.
The Wonder Child wandering around the A side of the map, but as you said, B could be the end goal for Mibr here, and if that's the case, it is going to be a tough one. Oh, it's full monster as well. If there were some players on short, that connector boost would have worked, but instead, Golden's sitting far back from the bomb site. The flash is good, but with the UMP, he can't get the kill, and he receives a nade for his troubles. Nade stacked to the site, though. There's one. Doesn't do much damage. Bomb is yet to be planted, though. Fnatic getting into position, and this boost for Heaven is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, that's all too rare in professional CS, but if he dares go for a flank, it could be key. Now, Fnatic are in complete retake territory. Now with the 5 versus 4, this is going to be a violent one. KNG with the angle. Crims has got flashbangs, but they're going for the dry peaks instead. There's only a kit on Crims, so he's got to be real careful. Play off of his teammates. 3 versus 2, still a man advantage, but that clock is ticking. Crims coming through monster now. Flusher with a crouch pick. Leo alone in the water. Crims on the bomb. He's got to go on the bomb soon, but looking for a double peek, and here it is. An unbelievable retake. Just a strange situation, but is there time for the defuse? It's going to be a close one. Unbelievable. Basically, no one on the B bomb site. A role reversal. Only Golden facing with a UMP, and still they're able to retake Fnatic.
This game is just teetering on its seesaw right now. It's going back and forth, back and forth. I have no clue which way it's going to go. Every round feels close. Every round feels like it could be the one that makes all the difference. Leo here, if he doesn't get double peaked, he might have a chance, but Fnatic coordinated this so well, and then Crims was near the bomb with the kit. If he was the man further away, it might have not been the case. Instead, he gets the defuse, we get back to an even scoreline, and now it's Mibr who have 1 or 2 weaknesses in their buy as they go for a bit of early map control towards A.
Imagine how scary this is from Fnatic's point of view. MIBR, fast towards A, fast towards B. Where do you stack your players?
Yeah, especially when there's just no room for error with the money for both teams right now.
Yeah, we're seeing a much more traditional round now from JW and Brolan, and these are the kinds of rounds I was talking about. Smoking toilets to delay. Brolan's got himself a one-way, in fact, actually. That's one for the demo review. And Flush is here for support as well, looking outside the toilets while Brolan focuses on the inside. MIBR with a boost of their own. They have very little grenades at this point, MIBR. Just the one flashbang with which to try and push a site or push an angle, or push somebody off an angle. So sometimes you'll see a setup where Brolan is here and the AWP is looking inside the toilets towards that party area, but we got Flusher instead. Brolan wandering now. KNG good with a headshot. Leo's dropped at the same time. Down goes to Famas, and Fnatic have trouble on the A-bomb site.
Oh, JW getting smoked off from long. He still somehow got a kill, but his teammates couldn't hold their side of the map, and KNG elusively backs away. Oh, what a play from KNG. Catching Golden in the back, hitting it from behind, and now Crimson JW are left 2v4. Two players trapped on the site, but they all swing together. What a round for MIBR, just sneaking up through the bathroom, sneaking up towards the A site. Fnatic had 3 players there, but the players in the bathrooms couldn't really coordinate that well because of the nades MIBR used towards long. Because of those smokes, they were pressuring that side of the map, so Flusher was worried about that, and now JW is going to have to work so hard to save this off. They're going to hunt him down. MIBR up to 14, and Fnatic's money is absolutely atrocious.
They are in a lot of trouble now. This is a really bad time to have no money. Do they go for the force? Do they play for 2 in the next round? Great positioning from KNG. And as I said on Nuke, he's so good with an AK. He is so good. His spatial awareness is fantastic. Doesn't matter what weapon he has, he's always causing problems, KNG. Really playing good Counter-Strike this week. 21 for 14 at present. It's Leo who's ahead with 24 for 17. But JW currently on 25, but perhaps not enough the way things have been going. A timeout from Fnatic as they figure out what to do, and it looks like it will be the force by Hawker.
Oh, it would be so Fnatic to win this round, though, James. It would just be so Fnatic if they could win this round. Are we going to see the Fnatic BS come back to bite MIBR? Most teams in this position I would have almost no faith in, with just pistols and a few nades. But we've seen Fnatic win these sorts of rounds already in this game. And for MIBR, as much as they know they have the better buy, I feel like they also know they're in a really good position now. So if we see MIBR go for another one of those slow rounds, if we don't see them baiting out the utility from Fnatic early in the proceedings, maybe we could have a repeat performance where Fnatic hold onto their nades and use those effectively. We'll wait and see. Right now it is a hefty B stack for Fnatic, only JW on the A side of the map. And MIBR are indeed taking their time at the start of this one. I'm keeping my eye on the clock in this round.
I think JW is going to die. That's my expert opinion. No one is anywhere near him. Oh boy, that's painful. Well, Brolan has a lot of utility. He will be making his way towards the A-bomb site. No one's close just yet. Now, we have seen time go against MIBR in prior rounds. That might not be the case here. With only one smoke grenade to offer. You can see it toward the toilets there. That incendiary could be a problem. Unless they smoke for a bomb plant. Oh, he's going close as well. I was going to say he could use it potentially, but that's a long way away with 40 seconds on the clock. Doing what he can. Which isn't much now. 3 versus 5. The swing comes from long. Position is lost for the most part. Crims, though, oh my god, he's going to make it doable. Flush has got an AK. 1 versus 2. He's full Kevlar. Looking for TRK. Down he goes. The transfer's there. How has this happened? 23 seconds. Slipping away to bank. KNG with the AWP has the decision to make. Does he commit to the bomb plant there? Molotov in the back of default. Flusher could be either side now. He could be towards the truck. And that's where the plant's going to be, it looks like. KNG is going to commit to it, but he's showing to Flusher, who only has 4 bullets left. This is so awkward. He only needs to land 1. 6 HP for KNG. I think he hit himself with a flashbang there, trying to make his way towards the truck. Look at the headshot from Flusher. How have they won this round?
Can you smell it, James? Can you smell it? It smells like Fnatic bullshit, everybody, and I mean that in the best possible way. They always find a way to win these sorts of rounds. When you feel like you can count them out, you never can. And that's what makes this team so fun. Flusher getting an AK, Crims with 2 kills in the bathrooms. The fact that Mibr get clean kills at the start of this round and put it up to, I think, a 5v2 at one point is just absurd.
There's a guy standing at toilets with 2 players swinging on him from long and from toilets as well, and they win the round. That's absolutely crazy. And again, one of the biggest advantages Fnatic have, and we can see how strong it can be, in part purely down to the youth of Mibr. And again, these late round situations, I can't believe it's real life, but here we are. Again, still not a great buy, still going to be scrappy and maybe still to the advantage of Mibr, but again, individual brilliance from one of these players on either team could really swing the balance permanently in the favor here. Golden spotting one by short B. Leo's creeping, no one must be careful. Support grenades coming through, going too deep for Golden. Killcam says 2 players. Flush is in a lot of trouble. Brand trying to run distraction. Crims is here as well. And there's the bomb, which means full rotation. Flusher only good for 1. Deleted by VSM, he's a problem. JW now 1 versus 2. Leo and TRK versus the AWP of JW. Bomb needs to make its way to the site. 2 smokes up at present. Swinging already is JW. Planting behind the sandbags. Surely he's got a 1 versus 1. They can't double pick this. I can't imagine it. There's the flick. And now it's down to TRK! Oh my days. Mibr will be first at game point. Down to the wire every round.
Oh, Fnatic's money is screwed again. I don't even know what I think is going to happen in this round at this point. Mibr just about winning it. It looked like JW might be able to scope in, but he wasn't 100% prepared for the peak. Shout out to VSM for some of these earlier kills as well. Leo going in as that first man, but VSM, oh, those 2 kills are so clean. Instant headshots on both of them. Mibr are hyped up, but they still need to make sure they can win the last round of regulation. There's not much for Fnatic, but we've seen them win these rounds a couple of times already.
Surely not again. The thing is, the thing I wonder about is if Mibr are going to be more careful, which could invite more error. However, it looks like it's going to be a fast one towards B. I like this because it's simplified, and maybe all that's necessary. And it begins. Leo will eliminate Broland, but there's one by the pillar. Crims here with a 5-7, could run distraction, and there's the CZ from Flusher. Look one way, get killed from another. That's the Fnatic special. Suddenly a man advantage. Flusher, and he's behind a smoke, which is always going to be an issue for Mibr. Just trying to stay alive, hide in plain sight. A lot of utility being used, but there's not much left beyond a flashbang. Flusher maneuvering onto the site as they swing around him. Look at his teammates in the meantime. The push coming from short B. The boost is up. The taps are here from Crims. The push from Monster as well. It's falling to pieces again.
JW spamming to the body. Only 1 more needed. TRK has 2 players low on health against him. It's a clutch for the map. It's a 1v3. The bomb is out in the open. Fnatic are just playing it safe, though. They're sitting back and saying, TRK, we know you have to plant the bomb. We're going to put all the pressure on you. We're going to force you to make the call. Can he go A here, though? 25 seconds, James. He's still looking for these angles. He's thinking about going back to this A bomb site. This is the move that might give him a chance in this round. Fnatic have not budged. They remain on B. TRK is going to sprint to A. He's going to get the bomb down, and there's no kit for Fnatic either. He can buy himself some time here.
He really has a chance now. He can isolate fights. 2 players don't really have any health. JW is just over 1 bullet from dying. Crimson 14 HP. The AWP. If he takes out Crims first, then Fnatic have a chance because they can line up the AWP. They've got to go for a 10-second defuse. They can't mess around here. Someone's going to have to take a bullet first. We can see Crims low health is going to run around and see what he can find. TRK playing for the long con. Crims going back for the re-peek, and that's going to be enough. Unbelievable. So many comebacks from Fnatic, fighting with sticks and stones. Unbelievable. This goes to overtime.
Oh, the defuse is so close! I don't know what to think anymore, James.
Oh, neither can they. They're like, what? How is this real life? How is this real life? Mibr. Oh, in every buy round they look stronger, but every force buy, that's their biggest weakness. It's their Achilles heel.
I mean, the problem for Fnatic now, James, is that they're going to have full buys the whole time. With how they've been winning these,
boy.
I just don't know.
It's so crazy. Look at the left hand, get slapped by the right hand. It's basically what's happening to Mibr in these anti-force buy rounds. It's so simple. One player runs distraction, another player finds the kill.
And remember, no timeouts for Mibr. They just have to play straight away. They have to go straight back into it. They used all their timeouts earlier. Now it's overtime. Now there's all the money available. 16k starting money. JW's going to have the AWP in these rounds. He's not going to get the chance for the early fight with it, though. And Mibr have to go right back to the drawing board. And surely at this point, they have not got much else up their sleeve on their T side.
Yeah, and the longer this goes on for, the more Fnatic could potentially learn. But again, Mibr perhaps a little unorthodox. Oh my god, that would be a strange way to find an entry kill. Brolan's lucky to be alive. Looking like there are some serious problems towards a bomb site. Leo now in the smoke. Brolan dancing around it, being careful. Crim's on the rotation. And they can't do too much to play off of this Mibr. The bomb is still towards Party, and there's some by Monster as well. But that bomb can rotate. The issues continue for Fnatic, praying to make it to the T side with something to show for it. Because these CT rounds continue to be a problem. The patience from Mibr. 5 versus 2 with 44 seconds on the clock. Surely now they can convert.
Oh, nice kill from Lucas and from Leo. Mibr get the first on the T side. They can hype themselves back up. Leo's got a really good knack for getting into the back lines on occasion as well. He did it in a round against Astralis on Nuke where he got a massive flank through Heaven. He's that entry man on the team a lot of the time, going in first, and if you can get into those sorts of spots...
Did you see that HE grenade?
Yeah, that was cool.
That was nuts. However, I wonder if Fnatic needs to play some kind of default 2-3 setup and try to plug any holes, because Mibr keep finding a way. They just keep finding a way. Brolan now having a quick look towards Party, and he'll go back for rifle support with JW. So it does seem a more standard affair here for Fnatic. Let's just play a normal round and see how that works versus Mibr. Bread and butter rounds. You can see big focus from Mibr towards B. Really looking to keep that pressure up. Straight from the get-go. They've got a lot of smokes, a lot of mollies, and a lot of flashbangs in Mibr. They're all here outside B.
One flash in hand of KNG right now. It could be a simple contact play towards this B site. We might just see a couple of pieces of utility and then a quick push. Leo going in first. Crims has to back away. It's almost a lineup, and it's Golden who gets 2, and he's got the chance for more, but he flops his lines. Crims is still here on the bomb site, though, and the health on Mibr should still be against them. They are so low. Just a couple of shots are all that's required. And as the time ticks further, Crims just gets one through the smoke. JW closes it out. We are back to even, and we wouldn't have it any other way.
It looked like the cameraman just bro-fisted him there, which has happened in the past at various events. But anyway, 16 apiece. Fnatic dealing with the surge into the B bomb site, dropping smokes, falling back, and doing what they can. Looking scary when Golden couldn't continue the tracking there, but Crims was able to contribute some more. JW to finish off the job. And again, another stock round, if you will, from Fnatic, a 2-3. Nothing untoward. Same as last round, more or less, at least as far as the A bomb site is concerned. But this time, Brolan gets deleted, walks into one too many flashbangs, and it goes from bad to worse. 5 versus 3 with a minute 35 on the clock. Surely not this time. Can't see Fnatic turning this one around.
Oh, there's something we didn't think about. KNG getting the AWP now on the T side could be a massive difference maker for Mibr in this overtime. He gets 2 early kills. There are some low health players on the Mibr side of things, but it's a 2v5 for Fnatic. They are incredibly far behind at this point. Crims holding towards the B site. JW was here to help him, but he's just now rotating away just as Mibr start to inch their way towards this B side of the map. At least Crims has an AK, which maybe gives him a chance for some quick kills, but he's going to need a hell of a lot of them.
Crims change his position, changes approach, gets his bell rung though, and well, JW's got a big project ahead of him. Maybe too much for one man. 1 versus 5 of the bomb planted on the B bomb site. He has a kit at the very least, but not much else. No HP for him. Well, maybe the worst is over for Fnatic. A very difficult CT side for them. MIBR lead by 1 as they look to change sides. Leo now on the 30 bomb. JW 1 away from the same. Who do you favor at this point?
I mean, logically, I should say MIBR, but like these are the games that I feel like historically Fnatic just always seem to win somehow. Even if it doesn't make sense, they just seem to do it. They're going back to their T side now for Fnatic as well. And it looked a little sloppy at times for them.
The thing is, there's no force buys because of 16k.
Exactly.
So I favor MIBR.
That's literally, yeah. Honestly, might be.
Although
a good
on
point.
their CT, it's the anti-force buys which are their problem. So yeah, I would favor MIBR. But let's see. Let's see how they do Fnatic. Again, there's a lot of data to be gleaned from this one best of 3 for these two teams already. And let's see if they play against that. Margin for error for Fnatic is not too great here. Two very aggressive teams. Entertaining so far, and this is only the first map. They could boost over this smoke to look towards the short B position. Well, now Fnatic know there are 2 players in connector at the very least. Only 3 of their 5, though, are focused on the B bomb site. I think the squeaky door may have been blown off, which will compromise where Fnatic can stand unless they clear connector. But MIBR have gone from con towards long. So this basically gives them a 6th man because no one has cleared connector just yet. And Fnatic know they were there. So MIBR are taking liberties with their map control right now.
Leo and VSM continuing to stick together. VSM will be the man in second, and Leo gets the timing right. VSM is actually the man who steals away the kill, but ganging up on Crims is exactly how you want to start this round. They will start it as they mean to go on. 55 seconds left, and Fnatic are fast to react. They saw 2 players at long, so they assume bathrooms are open. They assume they can get up through short. The lurk smoke goes down to allow them to close the distance even further, and all this pressure has drawn out a rotation from MIBR, but Fnatic look like they may still commit into this A site.
Great positions from Leo, using that smoke against Fnatic. 3 versus 4 now. Bomb drop to make it 2 for Fnatic. VSM moves forward. Rotation. Support is on the way. Flusher gets his bell rung down to 5 HP. And it's game point again for MIBR. 2 of them this time. Maybe looking like the stronger team here on Overpass. Ignoring the anti-force buy issues. Fnatic. It's been a real scrap for them. I feel like they've been on the back foot for a lot of this game. They've got to win 2 from 2 now.
I love that MIBR is still remaining active as well on this CT side. Leo and VSM going for the boosting connector to begin with, then just walking up long to make life difficult for Fnatic on the A side of the map. The timing was nice for them, which obviously helped, but it just means that Fnatic's set nades into A can't be used as successfully. They can't be used as efficiently because they have to be worried about some different angles. They're already a man down. There's already a rotate for MIBR because they had some early information. All good things for the Brazilians, who have 2 chances to steal their opponent's map pick away from them. And we know how good MIBR have been on Vertigo. So if they win this Overpass, I'm sure they will be licking their lips and liking their chances in this series. Fnatic is still alive, though. They've used quite a few of their nades early. 3 smokes remaining for Fnatic, as well as a few flashes. MIBR have also used a lot of their utility, though. So as this round plays out, I think in terms of the early proceedings, I think Fnatic will be pretty happy baiting out that much CT utility. It'll give them a better chance to more cleanly go for one of these takes.
Ooh, that would have been a nice chance. 1 of 4 people on B for MIBR. So at this juncture, Fnatic have 1 incendiary, 1 Molotov, and smoke's being deployed towards A. Flusher still lurking by short B, and Lucas looks curious. They're not committed just yet, but soon. Only 1 flash for JW, and KNG is lurking. It's not going to be easy for him to obscure his vision. A great flash. He is indeed blind, but can Brullan take him out here from the back? He can. Map control taken. There's no one to cover connector, but the full rotation is coming in from CT.
No nades left for Fnatic, but they get the bomb down in a 4v4. They will be happy with that. Crims remains committed to Truck. He's got to make sure he gets something done from this position. Still sticking on this spot, trying to see if he can cut Mibr off before they get to the site, and he's got the early kill. Lucas finally trades it out. Lucas gets a second. It's into a 2-on-2, but Fnatic just sit back in the toilets. They know the bomb is planted for them. Flusher remains up close. Flusher dealt with. Lucas going huge. Brolan gets the first, but he's so low. USP out. Lucas needs the kill. He goes back to the bomb. Brolan going in, but Lucas hasn't got the time. They've done enough. Fnatic win another round, and we will go to the last round of this first overtime.
Man, every round going down to the wire. Every single round. One more. Just one more round, say Fnatic, but Mibr say the same. Just one more round to close this out, or we'll take this to another overtime. JW now 30 for 22. Everybody's turned up to the server for both sides. Seen a lot of important multi-frags from VSM around that B bomb site. Leo with 31, KNG with 28. It's a competition at the top of the scoreboard here. Again, that fast boost, looking towards the tunnel, but the smoke obscures the vision. Otherwise, that was a free kill. VSM eats the flashbang. JW keeping an eye on things here in Connector, but he has conceded his position now, taking some damage. He won't go back to the well. Actually, as I say that, he will. Smoke up for the CTs, which means Fnatic have to be careful about a pinch into short B. It will cause a lot of problems with mollies. Force Mibr back.
Is Brolan going to get this timing right? They're exiting Connector, but alone here, Brolan doesn't want to take a massive risk, which is understandable. He knows there could be an AWP around the corner. KNG has been using that sniper pretty well so far when he's had it in this game. 55 seconds remaining on the clock. Still a good amount of utility for Fnatic. The bomb remains in T-spawn, undecided as to where it's going to end up in this round. But it's looking more and more likely that JW may deliver that bomb towards the B site. This setup from Mibr is a risky one. They are very committed to holding that monster position. Golden's going to try and feign some presence towards the A side of the map, but with 32 seconds remaining, he's going to go down, and it's all down to the B play.
Big flashback coming in, so important, but oh, look at the hold from VSM. Good enough for one, and that might be enough because there's still a man advantage for Mibr. Going for a very fast bomb plant. Leo in the water for now. Can JW back off safely? It seems he can. Bouncing out of dodge. Brian now short B. There's a one flash for both sides. No smokes or any junk. Mibr with the man advantage now. Boosting to look towards Monster. JW looking to offer a flash for Brian to swing with. Pillar flashbang on the way. Here it comes. Brolan will spot one close. They're lining up for him. Surely. Oh my god, KNG, he's got to get on his bomb soon, but they're not going to face him. They can play for the beeps. Brian will peek ahead of it. And we're not over just yet. More overtime to come. Fnatic surviving again just when you thought Mibr had gone too far. Fnatic pulled them right back. Not leaving us yet, buddy.
The timing on that flash as well. I was wondering if it was a little too late for Brolan to be able to peek into it. The bomb was already halfway gone, but Mibr took a lot of time setting up that boost to begin with, trying to clear out some of the other positions, and that flash was beautifully timed for Brolan to line them up and take us to a second overtime.
Here we go again.
You can just never count Fnatic out, can you?
I came close to doing it, right? But the thing is, so many rounds have gone down to the wire. I think we have got a quick bathroom break for some of these plays because this one has gone on for a while. Round 37 around the corner. So we have a pause where people can reflect. And people can just think about the players they're coming up against each time based on the positions they play and how they can find an edge. Man, this has been crazy. So many game points for Mibr. And again, we can see the disadvantage that they have when it's come down to those force buys, but they've all gone. We're in overtime now. There's a full buy more or less every round. So they don't have that issue anymore. Speaking of, these are some of the force buy issues that we saw earlier on, which really helped Fnatic turn things around. And I wonder, when Mibr are able to fix those problems across the board, what kind of team will they look like?
Yeah, once these guys get a bit more experience under their belt, you wonder whether they would be able to close out some of these earlier rounds just back in regulation even. There's definitely a case to be made for that potentially being the case in the future for this lineup. Then again, it is against Fnatic, so I think you can almost take everything you know about Counter-Strike away from games with Fnatic in them. You can kind of cut teams some slack when they are playing against this Swedish lineup. See JW looking jovial right now. I feel like Fnatic at this point probably realize that if anything, they can play with a bit of freedom because they probably shouldn't be in this position to begin with, considering some of the rounds they had to win to get to this point. But they have done enough to get through. That's the only thing that matters. We are still alive and we are still playing Counter-Strike. Second overtime about to come at you. I assume we will get the standard buys. Brolan still happy to go for that SG. Over on the Mibr side, they also have the AWP for KNG. TRK has been a bit quiet in this map. Only 12 kills so far. Considering we're in the second overtime, that is low for him. He does often play in the back lines. He sometimes doesn't get all the fights, but still, we'd like to see a bit more from him as we see some early nade damage. Golden down to half health.
I wonder about those triple HEs we saw many moons ago towards that barrel position from Fnatic. Maybe they forgot about it.
I think they tried it again in one of the overtime rounds. I think there just wasn't a player there.
Second smoking monster from Mibr. Brolan, the only person around upper at the moment. Crimson connector though.
Ouch.
That's not too shabby a start from TRK. Problems continue for Fnatic. A minute 10 on the clock. Haven't really made much progress towards the A bomb site just yet. They know KNG is lurking somewhere, and it has been painful for them to find him in the past. See these default grenades going up now. Smoke on the molly. Take those sniper angles away. And again, you can throw that lurk smoke from short B as well. Not that anybody's there at the moment. Got Leo playing outside of toilets. Crims on the inside.
Ooh. Leo gets flashed in. JW out of the round. That's the bomb dropped at mid with little time left on the clock, but Crims gets gifted the fight he wanted. 29 seconds remaining for Fnatic, though. They just have to commit to a bomb site together here. It would be a 3v2 on this A site for them. Flush has gone for the AWP. He's going to see if he can get a long-range kill, but Mibr are tucked on the bomb site. And this might be giving the game away from the Fnatic perspective. Throwing the bomb to the teammate, but Crims goes down. Flusher needs a kill. He needs a trade. He's not ready for Lucas, who lines them up. And Mibr strike first in the second overtime.
That bomb almost turned into a bait for KNG's angle. That would have been pretty fun. However, for Fnatic, it won't be. We've got a quick tech pause here. So at this point, I mean, yes, Mibr just won one round and now they're in the lead, but they got to win a lot more than that. I know, I kind of just favor Mibr to eventually do this.
It just feels like they're always the ones that have the chance of winning, whereas it feels like Fnatic are just somehow staying alive,
yeah.
right? That's what the game feels like right now. At least from the outside looking in. It is back into the action we go. Lucas has saved that SG for the CT side. I know a lot of pros like having that SG on the CT side still, just having that scope and the insta-headshot ability. We'll see if that comes into play as this round progresses. KNG there, taking a fair bit of damage at mid. He was down to 34 health from that. He's going to have to play a bit safer. Lucas still sitting in connector. This nade stack is going to give away 3 players on short. I wonder if Lucas could get the timing right and could try and strike from behind. Oh, he's just left connector, but that nade stack does good damage.
The Mibr are playing a smoke chicken monster, but are they going to push through it, I wonder? It looks like they are, and if they keep going, they're going to find the actual bomb, which is going to make things very, very strange indeed. They're going for the flank instead. We've got flanks on flanks because JW's on the way, but my God, this is going to be really crazy. Not expecting TRK to come in afterwards. The transfer is here, but he won't finish everything off. They haven't seen a bomb just yet, though. This is getting super funky. Does Lucas just randomly open a door and finish off Golden down to 5 HP? He does. But whereas JW, they don't know just yet. 1 versus 2. KNG creeping already. Molly's flying his way. He's got a few seconds now while this smoke is up to decide where he wants to go. Does he try to force his way towards CT here? Oh my. He's got a Glock out and KNG 34 HP will simply hold the angle. JW had to make a play. Wasn't the right one on this occasion. Mibr now 2 from 2 in overtime 3.
In that clutch there was a nice molly from Lucas, which landed behind JW, which really cut down on the options JW had in terms of movement. So MIBR can kind of keep in their heads, okay, we've mollied the sort of backside of the site. JW can't really go back to Monster too safely, so I'm sure they were keeping it in their heads that it was quite likely he was going to push towards that side. And you saw there, KNG was actually just scoped in towards water, it looks like. He looked like he was very ready for JW to push that side because of that molly, which kind of kept JW contained. Obviously as well, the aggression, lovely for MIBR, who take a 2-round lead, and they are looking for a flawless CT side here in this second overtime. Fnatic might have something to say about that though. Boost, oh, it must have been spotted. It's been spotted by Leo, who has the angle in his favor. KNG with another kill. MIBR 2-man to the good, and they haven't taken any damage yet. Finally some damage done to Lucas, but it is a clean 5-on-3 and a bit of team damage to celebrate.
I can't believe that boost went that way around. KNG will be deleted by Brolander. Taps with the Krieg. Very lethal. Still has 100% armor penetration. But wasn't expecting Leo. Now, you would hope there would be a call. Now, Leo is the one who got that kill from Party, so he could be in the vicinity. 2 versus 4, and it gets worse. MIBR now growing with strength here on Overpass, as they look to keep a clean sheet in this third overtime on the CT side. 45 seconds for JW. To 1 versus 4. It's a long journey scoped in. Very slow movement with the AWP. Will be forced to unscope. Give the sound cue away, and that's going to be that. Do Fnatic have anything left? Because they need everything from this second half.
Oh, are Fnatic going to keep just putting themselves in these positions and then bouncing back? Surely at some point it has to go against them. Wow, that's such a tight angle for Leo. KNG was also watching for it, but then looked back towards mid where he got that kill. This was then Brolan just getting caught off guard, and by this point, it felt like the round was already over. So Fnatic switched to the CT side. I feel like JW has been on 31 kills for a while. I believe he ended regulation on maybe 28, 29.
Yeah, he's cooled off for sure. He has cooled off. Another short break here. Someone else heads to the little boys' room. 3 required from Fnatic, and I feel like the CT side felt like it was the most difficult.
What was Crims doing there? Was he about to take his shot off?
They just had a lot of issues caused for them by MIBR, the way they were playing.
Oh, hello.
No nipples on Twitch, please. RIP No Shirt TV. But yeah, I think Fnatic are most certainly under the cush here. Under the cosh.
Oh, yeah, well, Brolan looks like he's under a lot of pressure there. MIBR looking much more content right now. Even if you knew nothing about Counter-Strike, I think you could see in the two teams' faces who has the better chance of winning right now.
And back.
He's back. He's trying to be quick about it as well.
I don't like getting up and changing the position of my body when I'm playing CS. I feel like it's important to have a consistent posture and so on. Definitely look at Ron Rambo's Kim's YouTube channel in that regard. But that's something I have issues with because I'm massive.
I've heard some people say as well, if you need to pee, having that in the back of your mind helps you focus more somehow. I don't really know why, but some people believe it.
I can see how that would be a thing, but, you know, if I need to pee, I'm going to pee.
Exactly. Well, no one needs to pee anymore. We're back into the action. MIBR with 3 chances to steal away Fnatic's map pick. I say steal, they're probably the ones that should have won by now. If anything, I feel like Fnatic would be the one stealing it back. Leo leading the server right now with 103 ADR. He has kept going strong into overtime as well. Definitely won his team a couple of rounds. And it is standard buys for both teams into the overtime.
And the standard peak from JW. There we go. KNG not ready for that one. You don't see that one every day. But it's nice to throw something out every now and then. And Fnatic needed a gimmick in this round. And again, if Brolan gets some sound cues, if they go for that pop flash in toilets once again, notice a dry peek, but they're running. Will a flash come in time? It will do. Brolan got a peek with the second one. Scoped it, looking for the transfer, not quite getting there. I'm not sure if he saw the bomb. But as a 4 versus 3 for Fnatic, it's a good start, and with their player eliminated on long, they're going to try and re-aggress, but Flusher is caught on the rotation, which causes even more problems, but maybe makes the flank stronger from JW.
Been very impressed by some of these timings Leo is getting. Oftentimes it feels like the players aren't expecting him to be there. He's catching players off guard. Part of that may come down to Fnatic making mistakes and not knowing exactly where he is. But as you pointed out, this aggression from JW could be so valuable.
They're reading a flank. That's why they're going as far back as possible to make sure no one's behind them, wherever they choose to go.
Oh my, JW.
Yeah, this is where the stylistic prowess of both teams is. This is why it's such a great match. The aggression never stops. So they're going all the way around to make sure no one comes in from the back and messes them up later. But Fnatic are not just going to allow them to do that. And they've got the information anyway.
Yeah, they were right in that JW was doing JW things. It just wasn't where they were looking at. And now 2 mollies arrive on the site. 8 seconds left. What are they going to do? They need the bomb plant. They need it now. JW drops it, and that's the round. Nothing Mibr can do. Fnatic have one of the 3 they need to keep this game going. Oh, God. For Mibr, I wonder if we see a faster round at some point in this overtime. I almost wonder whether they'll throw in a B rush or something. They've found a bit of success with that at times.
That round is a perfect example of why this is going to be an awesome series. Well, that's test 1 of, I don't even know. I mean, it's not really test 1, is it? Of this segment it is. But how many tests have Fnatic had to pass just to survive to this point? 2 more rounds required for more overtime. Got those double mollies to contain Mibr. And some of their fast plays have been a problem. Brollan and JW in the toilets once again. JW changing his angles now. Similar position, but an off angle towards connector with Brollan for support. 3 Swedish players on the B bomb site.
Brollan again scoped in with the AUG.
Bear in mind, last round they didn't flashbang that position.
Ooh, this time a flash arrives. It was towards the actual long position, though.
They didn't flash that position last time because when they did, they got counter-flashed by JW on the site when Brollan was around the corner, who deleted them. So they went in dry previously. So Fnatic are trying to play around that mini-meta on long, but here we are.
Mibr have used a lot of their nades early. Some of them towards A to try and force Fnatic back. Some of them were towards B. But that means it's really just going to be a contact play. No flashes even for Mibr here as they go for the push.
Old Faithful from the Brazilians lining up, taking some damage at the very least, but their headshots are so crisp and so clean. The Crims, though, will delete all 3 of them, and the 4th as well. Flying around the corner with the knife. Has he done enough? Leo in a 1 versus 2. Top fragger on the server at present. So let's not count him out. He knows where both of them are now, but JW, the Deagle will be enough. How unlikely was that from Crims? A lawnmower cutting all the hedges. And that's another round in the bag for Fnatic.
I was saying sometimes that B-site hold can be a little suspect for Fnatic, but normally the one man who can be very hot or sometimes a bit cold is Crims. And my God, did he deliver. The AUG spraying away. 1, 2. Oh, it was 2 through the wall. That is absolutely absurd. I don't think he even saw that 3rd player. I think it was just the tracers that just lined up perfectly. Fnatic always seem to find a way, and now they only need 1 more to take us to yet another overtime. Who's even keeping count at this point? Feels like this game has gone on for an eternity, but Fnatic want to keep it going even longer.
Again, the dryness from Mibr, the minimal warning. Got to be careful of right side barrels. Got to be careful of this peak as well. But CTs know these angles, of course. Don't want to give something up for free, but sometimes they do. Golden being real careful. Lucas, KNG's going to pick surely. There we go. There's a trade. That's a lot of information, though, for Fnatic. They still have 2 plays here at the very least. Got extinguished flames and more flames. VSM now heading towards Monster with an AWP. Big rotation. Not sure how many sound cues are here, but Brollan is on the way. Crims will commit to this bomb site once more with the AUG. He sees some heads, but can he pop them? Trying to do what he can. He has support from Flusher, but this is so nervous. That's a big HG grenade and a follow-up from Flusher. 34 seconds, 4 on 3, 2 AWPs make it 1. Fnatic seem to be taking this to another overtime, but it's not over just yet. KNG is alive, 1 versus 3 now. 21 apiece. This will never end. My God, how have they turned it around? The CT side was so difficult for Fnatic. The force buy situations were a boon for them. There are no force buys, and here they are with 3 rounds.
How many map points have Mibr had at this point? I don't think Fnatic have had any map points, have they? It's always been Mibr who've had the chance to close the game.
Yeah, I feel like it.
It feels like it, yeah. I mean, I can't really keep track in my brain right now because this game has just been absolutely crazy. But all good things must come to an end eventually, James. We just don't know when. It is now our 3rd overtime. 21-21, you can see at the top of your screen, the first team to 25 would take the win. Or we could go again. Golden gets the spray. KNG trying to make some magic happen. But his magic trick through the smoke is unsuccessful. And Golden just naded that AWP back towards him, I believe. Just maybe to try and get it out of the hands of Mibr.
So again, Fnatic maybe finding some comfort with more standard setups. Again, that similar position on the A bomb site with Brolan and JW. I don't think that setup they have on the radar there was fully discovered last time they used it. Mibr now quietly wondering about the party position. And there's a clue. Now JW can visualize. He will have the shadow advantage as well. There we go, the crouch peek. Time for a second attempt as well. And then there was TRK, down he goes. A trio of kills from JW. And Fnatic look good for a 1-round lead here. VSM 1 versus 5. Again, nothing to lose. He's pretty much got to go for it. Well, there's the beginning of it. 35 seconds to find 4 more players. There's a pop flash for Brolan. He'll put VSM in the corner. Avoids the second one, but he can't avoid Brolan. Too many man. And it's 22 rounds for Fnatic to 21 of Mibr.
Hot diggity damn, JW. Planning some excellent shots in the bathrooms, one by one. They all try and trade, and they just can't find it. TRK at the end there. He got the timing right on the peak. He just seemed to miss the shots. It was a spam to the body. It wasn't enough damage done. Fnatic have the lead. Feels like they've always been the ones behind, but maybe now they can come out to a strong start. And maybe they're going to be the ones with a chance to close out the game. We can't get ahead of ourselves, though. Couple of nades in the hands of Crimson Brolan. They haven't seemed to do too much damage. Fnatic this time with a double stack towards the actual bathrooms. So A-Long is wide open, and Mibr are already starting to make the most of that.
Do you think that washing machine's for sale?
I hope not.
I like
Doesn't look very clean.
I like those top-down classic ones.
Old
as long
school.
as it's clean on the inside, Hawk, that's the point, yeah?
All right.
The bomb has 2 escorts going up long while VSM shows some presence towards B. And B has been a nervous problem for Fnatic. Mibr have quite fancied it. JW is holding some angles. We can see him jump peeking behind the armored personnel carrier. It seems there'll be a boost from Mibr. Ooh. Surely, I wonder if he saw something on the radar there, I don't know. But a smoke towards Divider and a quick peek, and perhaps he didn't. He'll be deleted. Now, Brolan has some issues because he doesn't know the nature of the toilets here. No time to drop any grenades on the site. No grenades anyway. Got to frag out here. Brolan looking for that flank again. Falling back as Mibr are kind of stuck on long. They don't know what's going on either. This is buying time for the rotation, but the flank is coming in toilets. Brolan looking every so often, but can't land that headshot. Big fights now as it's a 2-on-3. 23 seconds to plant this bomb. No time to rotate. Bomb creeping through long with KNG. Such nervous times for both teams. Again, 15 seconds now. Does this end with elimination? Pre-fire from Golden. Then there were 2. Golden alone now. 9 seconds to plant the bomb. KNG creeping. 1 bullet would do it. 23 HP, and there it is. Down to the last man. Fnatic with 2 in their CT side.
How many Fnatic players are going to step up in these rounds? How many different players are we going to see step up with massive moments? Back in regulation, JW had that round with the Deagle. We've had Crims with the AUG, locking down the B site. This time, Golden gets a quad kill towards A. Also, a lot of credit to Brolan there. His movement and his ability to survive was so solid. He goes up close for the first kill, and that makes Mibr really unsure as to whether or not they want to go around the corner. But then Brolan goes back to a safer spot, which allows Golden to get into this position in the first place. It allows Golden to win his team the round with the multi-kill, and it gives Fnatic a 2-round lead for the time being, and a chance to make it all 3 on their CT half of overtime. Early damage has already been done. VSM is down to 34 health from the early exchange of nades. Brolan, such a tight angle, but Leo is ready for it. 39 kills now for Leo. He continues his fine form.
How many is enough, however? JW, he's got to hold on to long. There's that smoke again that we talk about. Gives himself some space. He will be sprayed through it, though, by Lucas. Doesn't work for him this time. Now it's Mibr with the man advantage, trying to get something from their T side as the flames, the wine bottles fly towards the stairs. 31 HP for Golden, going for the default spray. No connection just yet. And that bomb's planted. Smoke and an incendiary for Mibr. Again, the off angle, but Crims has seen this before. Golden felt that it's a normal time. Oh, there we go, finally. We can see all the data they've had from the previous rounds will help. Suddenly, it's turning around. Crimson Flusher making a 3-on-2. Leo and KNG fighting for survival, for something. The trade from Flusher. Golden knew his job. His job was to die. And maybe it's KNG's turn now in a 1 versus 2. Trying to survive with the AWP. Misses the flick, and it's 3-0 for Fnatic. Finally, they've got some game points on Overpass.
This is the first time Fnatic have reached map point on this whole damn map. And they've got 3 of them, thanks to all of the CT rounds in this 3rd overtime. And again, just the individuals have been shining so bright for Fnatic in some of these rounds. Crims' awareness there to continually watch his backside was incredible. He gets that all-important kill, which means they can start to swarm in the bathrooms. They can start to make it so uncomfortable for these other players. As you said, Golden just jumping out there means that Leo's crosshair is taken fully away from the second man. It sets up the trade beautifully. And Fnatic just need one of these next 3 T rounds to take this map. And I don't even know what I would do if I were Mibr right now and I were to lose this one. They've had so many chances, but JW busting out the boost. Not successful though, he slides off. Just mentally for Mibr though, if they lose this map, that could be devastating. It's not happened yet though. They are still alive.
Shows a lot of promise for the Mibr to come. Constantly developing team. Look at that for a double peek. How about that? Oh. How about Flusher, though, with the AK-47. 3 headshots, 24/7. That's not too shabby a start when you only need to win 1 round. 4 versus 3 for the T side with a minute on the clock. Does this force the hand of Mibr? Does this force them forward? Does KNG take more risks to try and turn things around? We can see him being active, at least looking towards long. Still focusing on defending the bomb sites now. Bomb collected by Flusher. Fnatic bunched up, moving together. Got the shields and the spears out. Just checking for a flank. Crims will trail behind, make sure the bomb doesn't get dropped in isolation. Boost over the smoke. Maybe heard by Lucas, not sure. But look at the time on the clock. Fnatic are taking too much time here. Has somebody called? It says 20 seconds on the clock, and they're still by divider. They don't know the climate on the site. They will look to trade out. Leo's got to be checked for here. There's a massive headshot from Crims. That will certainly help. But the flames on default will make it harder to plant that bomb. Heading towards truck. There is a smoke up, a cover from Brolan as well. A nice transfer from Lucas, but the bomb will get planted. And it's all over, at least for the first map. That's just the first map!
My God, Fnatic get away with it. So many chances for Mibr to close it out. So many rounds that Fnatic shouldn't have won, but that's what Fnatic do best. They always find a way. 25-21 in the end, and we still have at least 1 more map to go, James.
Bloody robbery on Overpass. That was just the first map, though. There's so much more CS to come, and it comes after a few minutes. We'll see you soon.